Yo, yo, YouTube! Good morning! It is the morning following the night before. So, this is a video for Thursday, the 19th of October 2023. And the reason why this time I mentioned the year is because it was exactly 80 years ago when a little baby boy was born that caused an awful lot of grief for us people. No, that was the birthday of my dad. Um, I think he was the one last of six, I think, children to a Catholic family. Um, so yeah, it's his birthday yesterday. He was 80. I spent some time with him and my brother and his family last night, and so I couldn't do a video. So it'll be a short video anyway because I didn't do a lot yesterday. It's basically a half a day for me. So let me tell you about what happened. I didn't have a job in the morning, um, so I was looking for some work. One job came up which I put a bid on for, didn't get it. This would have been about 8:30ish in the morning, and then I got a job come through from Spilsby. I think it's yes, right, to Amersham. Now I pretty much ignored it at first because Spilsby is about an hour from me. So I was doing a CX notification from my home area 30 miles away. And I often ignore the extremes. So Corby is right on the edge. Um, I can't think where. Oh, Lincoln's right on the edge at the north. I think Skegness might come into it in the north. I can't think what comes. I think Ely comes in at the south, Huntingdon. And I don't really ever look at that far away. I try and keep it within sort of 10, 15 miles for my first pickup of the day. But yesterday morning there was nothing at all anywhere near me. So I had a choice to make. I could either put some bids in going further afield or not bother. And I'm not inclined to do the not bother option generally. It doesn't usually get me anywhere if I do that. So I looked at Spilsby job and I thought, well, I'm an hour away from there, and it's, who's going to give me that job? Because I can't afford to go there for the usual price. It was for a medium. I can't remember. Was it medium? Yeah, medium wheelbase van, and the mileage was 130 miles. And I would usually put on for a medium wheelbase van £1 a mile, and I think that's fair, both for ship and for me. But it was 32 miles away, and I thought I'm not paying that £130 there, so I put £160 bid on, and I just forgot about it. And I thought I didn't have any chance. I kept looking for other jobs. And I had another job that was similarly. I think it was from somewhere. Let me see. It won't be on here anymore. It was yesterday. It was probably from somewhere like Corby going to Slough, that sort of area. I wasn't very keen on doing it, but I was the only job that was there, and I put a bid on that one as well. And again, I didn't get that one. But in the end, I got a call from the guys that gave me this job. And actually, I've worked for them before. The lady that rang me was really nice, really pleasant, really cheerful. And I always like that. If someone's cheerful to me, I'm instantly going to do anything for them. I'm a very easy guy to please. Just smile at me and say hello in a nice voice. Male or female, I don't care. So anyway, she was very nice. She seemed to want me to do the job. She seemed pleased I put a bid on. That's what I mean by it. Yeah, let me be more specific. If a shipper calls me and seems like they're pleased I've bid and they want me to do the job, I'm going to want to do the job for them. If a shipper comes on and is sort of thinking, oh, I don't really want to give you this money, well, that's not a good attitude. So I think that this customer service malarkey goes both ways. If a shipper approaches a driver like myself with an upbeat attitude and a kind of, I'm grateful for this, thank you, I'm going to do anything for them. If they're kind of surly and, I have to give it to you because I've got no other choice attitude, I'm not going to be that keen to do much for you. So I think it's small things that make big differences. Anyway, that should be my new life phrase, I think. Small things make big differences. TM. Right, what was I going to say? So I got I got the job. I was really pleased, really grateful, and I made my way towards Spilsby. I did say I was going to be a little bit late because by the time they called me, it's 55-minute journey, 50-minute journey, and by the time they called me, it was about 5 minutes after the pickup time. I said, if I'm more than 5 or 10 minutes late, I'll give you a call, but otherwise I should be there within that time. And then when I got the booking, they actually moved the booking to 10 minutes later. So I wasn't even going to be late. And I thought it was a really good touch by them. Yes, again, little thing they did, they just I wasn't going to be late. They changed it by 5 minutes. And I got there within, in the end I was 2 minutes late to be fair, but that's because I had to stop for a blue break. I was desperate. Anyway, so I got there, picked up the items. Oh, actually, I had to wait for a while, didn't I? Because I got to the site okay, and they didn't really know what I was there for. So they took a photo of my order, went off and had a discussion, and then they eventually found it. I waited for 10 minutes, and then they found it. There was a couple of boxes, quite big. I think about 2 meters long, about maybe a meter, maybe a bit less wide. So I strapped them up on this. I asked them whether they prefer to be on the side or flat, and they said ideally on their side. So I put them on the side, strapped them up with 2 straps around both our boxes, and stood back and looked at my van. And it was basically empty. I had these 2 thin boxes, and it was totally empty. And interestingly, the guy said to me, "Oh, just be careful with these if you're going to get anything else, because they're made of glass." And I said, "I'm not going to get anything else." But it's surprising because he was expecting me, either because of the size of my van or because of other experiences he's had, to be co-loaded. So it makes me think actually co-loading is probably more common than I think it is. Because I don't do very much of it, maybe I just don't imagine that it actually goes on more often than I think. But that was a quite interesting conversation that he gave me. These little things you kind of come across as you do this job, you kind of think, oh, actually, yeah, maybe I'm perceiving this in my way and there's other ways of perceiving it. So I think co-loading is okay if you get permission. And obviously, I know that lots of people think that people's co-load without permission, but I don't come across it very often. But this is an example where maybe actually it's actually more common than I think. Anyway, off track. So I took those items down to Amersham. It was oh yes, a little thing that went wrong, a tiny little thing that went wrong that I just mentioned. I was in the middle of nowhere. There was no phone signal, and I couldn't get my Google Maps to give me a direction to get to the next place, which was fine because I could just drive vaguely in my direction. But what it couldn't give me is an accurate time. So I had to kind of guess how long it's going to take to get down there. I just guessed 3 hours. I thought that'd be plenty of time. And actually, it was when I got into a signal area, it was 3 hours and 5 minutes, and that meant I was already going to be 5 minutes beyond my ETA. And I don't like to have my ETA exactly when I'm going to be there. I like to have a 15-minute sort of buffer, or even half an hour buffer. So if I'd known it was going to be 3 hours for that journey, I would have put 3.5 hours as my ETA. So I kind of felt a bit under pressure because I had to get there without any stops at all because of that little thing. But anyway, I did reconcile that the shipper was a nice shipper, and if I had to sort of explain, they'd be fine with it. So I wasn't too worried. It's just I don't like to have in the back of my head this nagging thought that you're going to be late, even if it's only sort of by 5 minutes. I'd rather not have that hassle in my head. So I made my way down to Amersham, got offloaded at around about, I would say, 20 past 3-ish, roughly. Oh, did I tell you the price? I'm not sure I told you the price. Did I? Yeah, I did. Yeah, 160 I got for that. Yeah, 160. So then my plan was to get another job from the Amersham area to the Worcester area. And I did have my feed on with a future journey. And I want to point out one thing here, which is the thing that I learned yesterday, which is maybe, I don't know, it was annoying. Just to see what happened yesterday, which I think it was annoying, yeah. My future journey worked, as in I could set the future journey, but I set 2 future journeys. I set one for going from Amersham to Worcester with an empty van, I set one for this morning in the kind of Worcestershire area, in case I was going to stay there, looking for jobs for the morning. And I had a quick look on when I was looking when I was looking for jobs at Amersham. I had a quick look on my desktop, and there were jobs, plenty of jobs in the morning for the Worcester area, but none of them were coming up on my app. And I double checked, I did it in the right time, right date, right area, and I had. So I know for a fact that my app, Future Journey for tomorrow, was not working. It was working for today. I was getting the notifications for my journey. My journey as in yesterday. Sorry, I said today. I was thinking about being yesterday. So when I was doing this job yesterday and looking at jobs, it was giving me jobs for the journey when I was going from Amersham to Worcester. And I got two great jobs come up. One was from Slough to Pershaw, and one was from High Wycombe to can't remember where. Could have been Birmingham somewhere. No, the High Wycombe was to Leeds. That's it. It was perfect. It was a High Wycombe to Leeds job, but for the tomorrow morning. Yes, and so I've been on both of those. Either of them would have been perfect for me. And I'll tell you why the second one would have been perfect for me in a moment. But the Slough to Pershaw one, I put on quite a low bid, I think. It's something like 100 miles, and I put £75, I think. Can't remember, to be honest. And I didn't get it, and so yes. So this is what coming to what I learned yesterday. So I had about 2.5 hours. I had to get to Worcester for 6 o'clock for the meal. So I had from 3:30 to 6 o'clock. I had basically 2.5 hours of opportunity to get a job, and the journey itself was about 2 hours. So I quickly realised, unless I got a job going exactly the right direction at the right time, I wasn't going to get a job. And I think what I've learned from that is I really should have just not bothered looking for jobs and just accepted it was going to be a half day, then drive across to Worcester. But because I was trying to find these jobs, I was waiting around. I then got delayed in traffic on the M40 and the M42 with roadworks. So I ended up being 20 minutes late to the meal, and under a bit of stress. I didn't need to be, because I was never going to realistically get a job. So that 2.5 hour window wasn't really a window at all. It was. I think I probably now would be a bit more realistic about how much time I need to do a job. So if I'm going to be travelling 2 hours, I need probably a 4 hour window to get to the pickup, do the job, get off to my meal, get off to where I'm going to. So really, it's I have to be more mindful and more clear-headed about how long jobs take to pick up and deliver, and just accept that sometimes it's just not going to happen. I think it's all one of these things that you kind of learn. It's where you get your instinct from in time. In time you're going to know it's not worth me looking for jobs here, because from Slough to wherever am I going to get a job? It's half an hour from Amersham to Slough, so by the time I'd done that, I wouldn't have had time to do it. It would have been a rush. So anyway, I'm going to stop rambling on that. It makes sense to me. I know what I'm trying to say, even if you don't understand it. So that was it, basically. I had one job. I basically got half a day's money for half a day's work, so fair enough. Oh yeah, the Leeds job. The reason why that was ideal was that today, as in Friday, I need to get myself to Sheffield to pick up a job for my regular shipper and then take it down to High Wycombe. So I need to try and get myself there. And so if I'd done that High Wycombe to Leeds job, I could have picked it up, done my stuff last night, and then after my meal, headed over to Leeds and been ready to drop it off in the morning, and I'll be close to Sheffield. It would have been brilliant, that job, for me. I would have basically got paid to get to Sheffield, more or less, not quite. Anyway, that's it. That was my day. I'm going to give my stats for yesterday. And I'm going to get my spreadsheet in front of me. So, oh yeah. So just before I do that, what did I do? So last night after the meal, I did look for jobs last night. I ended up going to my mum's house and staying with her, and she lives between, if you know the area, between Kidderminster and Bromsgrove, which is only about sort of 20 minutes away from where we had the meal last night. Okay, so my stats for yesterday. I worked for a total of 7 hours, so a really short day. On that 7 hours, right, this included the mileage to get from Amersham to Worcester, which wasn't really work, but I thought I'd include it into stats because it's part of, I take it as part of my day. So actually, I did more mileage and more time than actually was working, but I was including it as working time. The miles was 266 miles. I filled up again yesterday, so I got a more accurate pence per mile now. It's 16.1 pence per mile for my fuel. So that mileage of 266 miles gives me a mileage cost of £42.84 for yesterday. I earned £160, one job, one CX job. That meant that yesterday I earned £117 after fuel, 117. Right. I'll tell you about today when I finish today. And yeah, I hope it's all going well for you. Just in case you're listening to it today, it's raining a lot this morning. It's Friday 20th, and I think it's going to be flooding around the country. So just be careful if you're driving out there. I hope that you are successful in whatever way you define that word. And I wanted to say in this video, I'm grateful for the support that my dad gave me, which was to get me started on the CX system. Without him helping me, I would not be doing this job, and I love this job. So, thank you, Dad. Happy birthday to you. He probably will never see this. I'm not going to tell him I do this YouTube video, but the principle's there. And shout out to my dad because he's discovered karaoke, big time karaoke. He does it pretty much every day now. He loves it, and he loves the people that love him doing it, and it's amazing. He's got a new lease of life, so I think he'll be around for a lot longer. I'm sure he's going to make 100. Right, what are you grateful for?